Welcome to Transformational Leadership Theory. Our names are at the bottom, but first we want to give you an overview of our presentation. First, we will be identifying and describing transformational leadership theory and then exploring how to use the transformational leadership theory in a case study. This leadership theory can be used to inspire leaders to change as well as empower followers to act in ways that makes meaningful change in organizational life. So first, we will analyze one hypothetical case study using transformational leadership theory, describing the characteristics of transformational leadership and providing an overview of transformational leadership theory in practice.
So, as a school district administrator, how will you get teachers to use data to improve their instructional practice, resulting in increased student learning? In transformational leadership, the 5 practices are model the way, inspire a shared vision, challenge the process, enable others to act, and encourage the heart. So in this scenario, a transformational leader would model their moral compass and vision. In this case, to increase student achievement through the use of data, a transformational leader would model the use of data collection by collecting data from teachers about their professional development needs. The principal would then model using the data obtained at the next professional development day in order to improve the teacher's learning experience. The transformational leader would continue to encourage teachers to use data to make instructional decisions by encouraging the heart. I have high expectations for you, and I know that you can meet them. You became a teacher to change the world. Let's change it. Data collection and usage will help us meet this goal. The transformational leader would then provide space for teachers to innovate and create their own structure for gathering student data that works for them. There would not be a mandated data collection protocol. The transformational leader would act as a coach to each teacher in an implementation to meet the needs of individual teachers. Need help finding a system that works for you? Need help in making sense of the data? Need help in using the data to form groups? Your leader will be there for you, guiding and supporting you, but you will collect data.
And so now we're going to move on to the description and characteristics of transformational leadership. Transformational leadership is a process that changes and transforms people. It is concerned with emotions, values, ethics, standards, and long-term goals. It involves an exceptional form of influence that moves followers to accomplish more than what is usually expected of them. A transformational leader understands that by helping their followers actualize their full potential, it is not only good for them, but it's also good for the company. Individuals' intentions to lead in a transformational manner appear related to effective transformational leadership behaviors. These are broken down into 4 transformational factors. Factor 1, idealized influence, represents the degree to which leaders cultivate trust and respect from their followers. This factor relies on the emotional intelligence of the leader. Factor 2, inspirational motivation, represents the degree of which the leader communicates high expectations and encourages followers to achieve more than they thought possible. Factor 3, intellectual stimulation, represents the degree to which leaders stimulate followers to find new approaches and challenge the ways things have always been done before. Factor 4, individualized consideration, represents the degree to which leaders listen and provide both a supportive and challenging climate tailored to the individual needs of the followers.
Kuzin and Posner came up with a slightly different way to categorize the fundamental practices of a transformational leader, which are slightly different from Bass's view. In the 5 fundamental practices, as we saw earlier in the scenario, these include modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, challenging the process, enabling others to act, and encouraging the heart. Like in the scenario, modeling the way really means showing your followers what you want them to be able to do, to encourage them to do the same thing as you. Inspiring a shared vision means to create a vision together. And challenging the process, that really talks about how can we challenge the status quo? How can we be risk takers to be able to create change in an organization? Enabling others to act, as that suggests, means building capacities and followers to make that vision happen. And encouraging the heart talks about the investment that we want followers to have. So moving from theory to practice, we want to discuss now some of the strengths, limitations, and the questionnaires that we can use to analyze our transformational leadership qualities. There are some strengths to transformational leadership approach. First, it's widely researched. Second, it has very intuitive appeal. Third, it is process-focused. Fourth, it has an expansive view of leadership. Fifth, it emphasizes followers' values. And lastly, it takes a measure of effectiveness into account.
But it does have its criticisms. Some say it lacks conceptual clarity. It has a questionable measurement. It relies on fixed traits. It could be elitist, undemocratic, or depend on heroic leadership bias. But most of all, it has the potential for abuse. If you would like to measure your transformational leadership, you can use the MLQ. We sent out Form 6S, Happy Assessing.
We hope that you've been able to learn a little bit about transformational leadership through our presentation, and that this presentation has left you transformed!
I love